The Coleman Power Sports 250 UTV Sport. Let's look at the quality of the build, the parts, the engine power and specs, size and price, top speed rating, and even something I'm really excited about on small engines, fuel injection. We'll throw a quick compare to the competition, resale value estimate, and wrap it up. When I ran across the 250 UTV Sport at a local Camping World, I had to start checking it out further. It's like a miniature full-on sport UTV with fuel injection, good internal roll cage, heavy-duty chain and drivetrain, and much more. First up, quality of the build from initial inspection. So Coleman Power Sports has been making some major waves this past year, and I'm more and more impressed by their product manufacturing decisions as time goes on. From the mini bikes, of which I own several Coleman mini bikes and have many videos on, to their go-karts for kids, and even their small ATV build quality far over that of its small-end competitors, and much higher quality for those of a comparable cost. The quality of the build on the Coleman 250 UTV Sport was enough to say my expectations were far too low, and they showed me I needed to reconsider value in that this was a decent build. The undercarriage had nice skid protection. The frame and details on safety bars were nice. The wiring was solid and secured. The drivetrain strength was very impressive to be able to take the needed torque from the engine's power. Considering this was a kids UTV, I expected far less. The only one point I felt could use a little bit more attention was the seat quality I did feel was lacking. Thankfully, it was adjustable, however. I probably wouldn't have even seen it as a drawback, but the rest of the UTV actually started raising my standards much higher as I became more impressed, and the seat looked like it didn't belong. Plenty of grease zerks, easy access to non-engine parts for maintenance over the years. The engine is tucked up in there a bit, but that's more of a convenience than a quality issue at all. Good to have it out of the mud and the grind. Going right into parts, engine power and specs. Mechanical power steering system meets up with a dual front disc brake and rear axle disc brake. This UTV is a kid-size UTV at just over 4.5 feet tall, 4 foot wide, and just under 7.5 foot long. This UTV weighs in at 800 pounds dry weight. Wheelbase is 68 inches or just over 5.5 feet with a ground clearance of 8 inches. A CVT transmission system is coupled with a high and low manual speed gear setting with neutral and reverse. The carrying weight is 500 pounds capacity, in which 100 of that is for the bed in the back, which is nice to put the kids to work. I mean, earn your keep, kiddos. Haul daddy's deer out of the brush. You kids are small. You can get in there through those thorns better anyway. And don't worry, there is a remote-controlled winch to help you out. Myself, standing at 6 foot tall, I was unable to get in the UTV with the seat back all the way. Others that were just under 5.5 foot tall could fit in but not move their legs. For safety of being able to actually move your legs from gas to brake, you may be looking at 4.5 foot tall cap to a 5 foot tall stretch, depending on your legs. The engine is a 229cc fuel-injected, liquid-cooled 4-stroke. Coolant reservoir is located up in the front. Engine is rear mounted. The engine is rated up to 7,500 RPMs and rated at 16.6 horsepower, which is more power than you may be giving it credit for, and its competition may be trying to keep up. So top speed, let's talk about that keeping up factor. It goes 70 miles per hour, just like the speedometer says, right? Well, based on my YouTube stats, if I say it has a low top speed, I lose half the people watching the video, and that's for real. But don't think that with a tweak here or there that the engine can't output 30% more power and double that top speed when you pull some restrictors. Well, safety first. This is a kids UTV, so let's take its top speed and competitors and jump into something really cool that, yes, involves turbos. The top speed is, drum roll please, top speed is 10 miles per hour in reverse, which is actually a really decent reverse. 8 miles per hour on low gear and a whopping 25 mile per hour rated top end. And also, yes, it's a 2x4 drivetrain, but there was product packaging that make me wonder if it's a 4x4 version that will come out. But yeah, 25 miles per hour. What about the competition though? Let's look at the Polaris RZR 170, which comes set at 15 miles per hour. to begin with, but adjustable to 29 miles per hour through adult controls. Is there a way to bump up speed on the Coleman 250? Get me one and I will double it. However, if you're driving off-road hitting huge bumps at 25 miles per hour, well, you may find out why that a slower speed is better in a sport off-road four-wheel vehicle. I don't see too many people taking ATVs more than 5 to 10 miles per hour at heavy bump trails anyway, and this isn't exactly a flat street-minded vehicle. So why is it exciting for me to have a small fuel-injected engine? Well, turbos, because turbos. Now, this is not a turbocharged engine, but fuel injection on small engines have been around for some time and difficult for me to get hands on all the needed parts when looking at other brands. Or it's been expensive for EFI generators like the 400 series Generac, the 230cc size, 120cc size, fuel-injected inverter generators that are out there today. The Coleman Power Sports 229cc engine is already close to 17 horsepower, is much closer to what I've been looking for a small engine turbo build that could pump out some boost numbers. Sadly, it's still at about $1,000 in just parts price point for that EFI controller and injector setup, which is a little surprising. It's close to 1/5 of the cost of the entire UTV, which sells for $5,500 US. Or you could spend lots of money on a membership for Camping World and then get some discounts. There's a $500 destination charge, about $200 to $300 in assembly fees, and then tax cost. The Polaris RZR 170 MSRP is about $5,300 and is a 169cc EFI engine that weighs only 532 pounds. But it doesn't come with things such as the roof, the windshield, remote-controlled winch. The 250 is a newer model, but if you pull up a Craigslist listing for a 10-year-old RZR 170, there are a couple people asking around $3,500 to $3,600. So hopefully you can see where about your retail value is. Final notes. At the time making of this video, the UTV was so new it's not even found on the Coleman Power Sports website, and I believe is only exclusive to Camping World at this time. Top speed seems low if you compare it to a car, but surely someone can get in there and easily make this a much more dangerously fast ride for those kiddos with a decent amount of power output. The cooling system tells me to expect longevity. EFI tells me that I don't need to worry about clogged carbs, which is huge. 2x4 is my personal hang-up. At 800 pounds, if that thing gets stuck, I'm glad it comes with a winch, so it levels out a little bit. The placement of parts looks well designed for off-road. The ground clearance is nice. The seat is a little lacking, and I'd likely want to do something with it, but it's because I mod everything I get my hands on anyways, and everything else is looking pretty solid. Overall, one heck of a Christmas present for little Suzanne, but we all know she's earned it with that adorable macaroni artwork she made for us. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you have a great day.